Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our viewers and listeners around the world. My name is Brother Nathan Vicente from the local congregation of Buena Park. And here we are broadcasting from the city of Long Beach. Very special broadcast we have today. So here with me today is one of my fellow co-hosts. She wants to introduce herself.
Yes, thank you, Brother Nathan. So my name is Sister Carla Luansing. I'm from the local congregation of San Gabriel Valley. But we also have another guest with us here today who's going to be sharing a wonderful topic about his job and as well as exercises and motion. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Brother Genesis Lorica. I'm from the locale of Long Beach, and I'm a physical therapist assistant.
Very nice.
Very nice,
So
very
is there
cool.
anything else that you would like to share with our audience today, Brother Nathan?
Yeah, so pretty much this whole broadcast will be talking about health in motion. That'll be our whole theme for today's broadcast. So as Brother Genesis said, he has kind of that background in health in motion, right? So let's just, go straight into it. So Brother Genesis, what exactly would you describe your profession to be?
So with physical therapy, our goal is to promote wellness, to restore health and function, as well as to minimize injuries in the future.
Cool.
Very nice. Yeah. And so he mentioned that he is you said physical therapist assistant.
Yes.
So what does that entail when you are at work? What does your job require of you when you are in the workplace?
So when I'm at the workplace, I would help restore function to the patients under our care. I typically see about 20 patients a day. So they all vary in different diagnoses and different injuries. So I help kind of restore the function, give them a plan so that the prognosis is favorable for the future. So they can kind of go back to living their lives.
Yeah.
You sound very educated. I'm trying to piece out like the things that you're trying to say. But actually speaking of education, a lot of our viewers or even brethren are very curious on how can I become a physical therapist assistant, or what education do I need to take to become one? So maybe would you like to share with us on how we can go about that in education?
Of course, yeah. So for myself, I had to do my undergrad. I did my undergrad at Long Beach State. And after that, I also went to post-grad school for physical therapy assistants, which is a 2-year program. There's also a 3-year program if you want your doctorates in physical therapy.
Wow, that's interesting. Like what classes do you have to take in college?
So they want you to take more biomechanics classes, classes that involve physiology and anatomy. Those are usually the prerequisites. Depending on the school that you're trying to apply to, there are other requisites they require for you to be accepted in the program. Sometimes it's physics, sometimes it's chemistry, sometimes it's all of the above. So definitely do your research and just try to see what school fits you the best.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer on that, like really researching on what school fits best for you and even researching on what you want to become in your career. So that's very insightful. I mean, how long does it usually take to, I guess, become the career that you are now?
So I started off as a physical therapist aide, or like a tech in the outpatient facility. So that's more of the upkeep and sort of the flow of the entire facility, bringing patients in, helping them with exercises, and then take them out after. So that's one of the things that we do as a tech. But after going to school for 2 years to be an assistant, my role requires me to be a little bit more, do a little bit more manual work with them. So a lot of soft tissue manipulation, joint mobilization, teaching them how to walk again, teaching them how to use their arms again, their legs, helping them to do things that are a little bit more functional so they can go back to their daily lives.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
I'm just curious too, because I know there's kind of different contexts for different types of physical therapy. Like I know some PTs will work at a specific clinic or even like at a gym. I think that's a thing, right? So for you, like, how does that work? Like, what does your schedule look like? Where do you usually go? Are you like kind of like visit? Because I know some people even visit their patients' houses just to make sure they get the care they need. So like, kind of walk us through how does that look for you? Like a cool week.
Okay, so a typical day for me is I'll come in to work in the morning. I'll do my chart reviewing, kind of, because I work in an outpatient clinic, so I typically see about 20 to 22 patients a day. So they all have varying like disease, diagnoses or injuries or physical statuses. So I try my best to kind of just look over what they have and kind of come up with a game plan and see what they would do today for therapy. Now you mentioned earlier about something about home health. So where
that's
we
probably
visit,
that's the name of it.
So There's another aspect of the job with physical therapy. It's very versatile. You
see.
could work in an outpatient clinic that's where I work. You could work home health. You could also work at a skilled nursing facility, and you can also work at a hospital. You can also work at a school to be a physical therapist for athletes, for like
right.
college students, right? So it's what's nice about it. It's very versatile.
Sure,
And you
yeah.
could see all sorts of patients and specialize in different modes of life.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's really cool. I liked how you mentioned that it's very versatile, most especially with being with the church. There's a lot of our members that are in the healthcare. So I wanted to ask you, were you able to use your career or your abilities for the church?
Yes, definitely. So I'm also part of CMPDS, the district. So where we help out in a lot of the district activities, especially in unity games, especially with church picnics, that kind of thing. Our role really is to help make sure that everyone's safe. Any case whatsoever, someone incidentally gets injured, we're there to be the first aid, be there to make sure that they're safe and that they're okay, from then on, So we're usually there to help out in case someone has an injury, like an ACL sprain or they tear their ankle, that kind of thing. So we're very blessed to have a community of doctors, nurses in CMPDS to be there as first aid in these activities.
That's very nice.
I feel safer with you just sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
But
If
going
I
back
have an
to what
injury,
we,
he's right here.
yeah, going back to what we were saying about it being so versatile, like such a versatile type of job. I don't know. For me, I think that can kind of be a double-edged sword. Because for me, I'm a comm major, right? So it's also a very versatile field. But in a sense, that can also be a little hindering because it can kind of be overwhelming, right? Like you can have so many options, so many different avenues that you can go in. So if you were to give some advice to not even just physical therapy or people who are studying physical therapy, but just students in general who are kind of facing that decision of like, oh, like what should I can go into
where
this,
do
I
I
can
go?
go into
What do I
that.
choose?
Just if we could share some advice to.
Yeah, so I would say find something that you love to do, right? I think that kind of becomes your why whenever you wake up in the morning, like I have to go to work, have to get through traffic. But really, it's the motivation is you want to help people, and that's why I got into the field because it helps. I like seeing people like recover. I like seeing people kind of improve from day one to the last day of their visit, and they're able to walk again. They're able to go back to work again and be like the breadwinner of the family. There's a lot of times when I see patients in physical therapy, they're really sad because they can't work anymore, or they can't carry their child anymore because of shoulder injury or whatever, right? So it's really inspiring to see people go from point A to point B and recover in that time.
Because you bring up an interesting point. Like, of course, your little job title is physical therapy, but oftentimes you can see a lot of mental side effects with like certain physical injuries, like all the other physical injuries that can kind of hinder people mentally. Like what you said, they might not be able to care for their children or might not be able to go to work. So I'm curious, how do you handle your patients' mental issues, mental problems?
And I think that applies to like a lot of medical fields, not just physical therapy, but nurses and doctors as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to be advocates for our patients and the clients that are our care. So we are their personal cheerleaders, right? So we have to motivate them. We have to make sure that, hey, I understand that you're doing, this is what you're going through at this moment. I'm here for you, but we will have a plan to make sure you get better.
Yeah.
I like that. I can see that your job is very important and helping a lot of the different lives of people. And you mentioned that you are like their personal cheerleader or coach as well.
Yeah.
But I can also hear that sometimes just in any kind of workplace, it could be pretty like labor intensive, or maybe there's some days I'm like, why do I got to go to work? So how do you balance your lifestyle with work, and most especially with church?
So I'm kind of blessed at work because my schedule is very flexible in a way. But I think what kind of just balances me out is, being an officer inside the church. There I'm able to, you know, I'm also a choir member in my locale and also a video officer. So performing those duties kind of just balances everything out. Also as well as spending time with my family outside of work and church
Yeah.
and hanging out with my friends as well.
Yeah.
That's very nice. You know, a sense of community or having people that support you and the things that you do is really important because
For
it's
sure.
what really drives you to keep moving forward in anything that you do or just even in life. So that was really inspirational. Thank you
Definitely.
for sharing that. But I've been sitting here for quite a while. I feel like I wanna stretch, you know?
It might be a little
So
stretch
maybe
break.
before we actually go into some stretches, maybe we can go into some reading of comments of what we have in the chat as well. So Brother Nate and I will just go ahead and read some of the greetings that you have in the chat. I see a lot of hashtags. I see Brother Mark says, yes, find your passion, hashtag Moreno Valley. It's like what you mentioned, you know, it's important to find your passions because you need to have that reason why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? That's really valuable. So thank you, Brother Mark. I see right here, Brother Raul, he says, good morning, Poca Alma. Another one, hashtag Moreno Valley. So thank you for giving your shout outs. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Brother Nate, I could share my phone with
Thank
you
you. My
as
phone's
well.
not loading.
It's okay.
Who else do we have? I think I saw Brother Calvin earlier comment something. I can't find it right now, but shout out to Brother Calvin.
He
Who
was
else?
actually our first comment. He was on the
He
broadcast
was.
before we started. So
He was. We have our brother. Where did it go? I saw it earlier. Brother Joshua Mamakos from the local of Victorville says, "Good morning, sister. Good morning to us all. Thank you for your greetings, Brother Joshua." Who else? Let's see. I think I saw our very own Ate Regine, who's very here with us today. She shouted out being a part of CMDPS, the organization that our brother Genesis mentioned earlier. Yeah, so shout out to all of our officers in the CMDPS in the district. Thank you for all that you do, Paul.
Speaking of CMDPS, so can you describe to us what is that organization that we have in the church? Because I think some of us can be very curious about it or can reach out to these officers that are in that organization.
So CMPDS is an organization established by the church administration that are made up of medical professionals such as doctors, nurses, and dentists, as well as including the allied healthcare, which is myself. So their role is to really help support the brethren under this district in their church activities or district activities, to be there as first aid, but as well as to work as an outreach program to help the community around them. So that involves blood drives, flu vaccinations, health awareness, seminars to just boost overall health and wellness for the community.
That's very cool. I when we have our church events, I do see you guys running to whoever. Like, I feel like you guys are so fast. I remember we recently just had our unity games, the basketball and volleyball, and there was a couple of courts where I saw others where they got hurt or they sprained something, and I swear I saw just a group just running really fast, elevating their leg and stretching. I'm like, wow, they really know like what they're doing. So thank you for all that you do for the church and even for the lives of the community. But you know, earlier I mentioned that I feel like I want to do a bit of stretching, just because we have been sitting for a while. So Brother Genesis is actually going to help us in doing some daily stretches that we could do that could benefit our daily lives. But I would like to introduce someone that is going to be joining us in these stretches. So you can go ahead and come on over as we scooch down the couches so that we could demonstrate all of these stretches. So Brother Genesis, take it away whenever you are ready.
Okay, so the first stretch that we will do today is called a hamstring stretch. This is something you do very simply. So go ahead, and my people here can scoot up in front of their seats. Try to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle. Extend your left leg for me.
Left.
Keep your toe.
No, I have to look at my hands too.
I do this all the time. Go ahead and point your toe towards the sky. Keep your back straight and just lean forward as far as you can. Some of us are more flexible than the others, and it's okay. You'll hold that for about 30 seconds, but just for the the broadcast, we'll just hold it for a little less than that. Go ahead and switch. Just lean
And
forward.
what muscle is stretching actually when we're doing
So with
this?
Good
this
question.
exercise,
yeah.
you're stretching your hamstring stretch, your hamstring.
Hamstring.
Oh,
Yeah.
where is the hamstring?
So the hamstring is located starting from the posterior or the back side of the hip, reaching down to the
So-
back of your knee.
So
Oh.
for our visual audience, it's right here.
Yes.
You said?
A little bit below that. So
Lower.
below the glutes, and you're gonna kind of go
Ah.
down there, and it's gonna stop right behind the knee.
Yeah, I could feel like a little
Tightness there?
Yeah,
Mm,
tightness. That's a
yeah.
good word.
Yeah.
It's tight. I'm like tension. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it's
tension,
just tight.
tightness, yeah. And there you go. Release that stretch. How's that feel?
Feels
Feel
nice.
loose.
Yeah, we're still
Feel
Yeah.
good.
So hopefully those who are at home, if you're stretching with us as well, I hope that you're breathing as well. Don't hold
Oh,
your
yeah.
breath.
Oh, that was me. I was
I know, I was
holding.
talking about cuddles.
And for our next stretch, go ahead and for both hands, grab onto the seat under you. With your right hand, you can touch the left of your head and gently turn your right ear towards your right shoulder. Should feel a stretch there.
Very nice. And for our viewers at home,
Uh-huh.
or if you're sitting at a desk, you could feel free to join us in these stretches as well. If you have access to music, it's funny, we were just talking about it, to play some like calming wave ocean music.
You really get the full experience.
Feel
Oh,
stretch.
yeah.
Go ahead and switch. Yeah. So the muscle that we're stretching here is your upper trap muscle, or part of the upper trapezius.
And
this is
where's that muscle, Brother Genesis?
the upper trapezius.
Ah,
So
right here?
a lot of our brethren or anyone that you know who works at a desk job, this would be perfect for them since they're always hunched over, looking over a computer. So this would be something good to do in between your work.
oh,
Relax that.
my neck feels nice.
I'm glad that helped a little bit. And next thing we're going to do is called elevator stretch. So same position, you can grab the bottom of your chair with your right hand, or grab the left side of your head. You're going to turn your right ear towards your right shoulder, but this time you're also going to turn your nose down towards your right armpit.
Well, I kind of feel it in like the back of my neck. Is that
Right.
where I'm supposed to feel it?
Yes.
Okay,
So the
If you're doing it correctly.
that means you're doing correctly.
Okay, great.
You always want to make sure it's a moderate stretch as well. This muscle that we're stretching is called your levator stretch. It's a levator stretch, and it raises the scapula a little bit, which is part of your postural muscles. Again, this is great for those who are working at a desk job, or anyone in general has a tight neck.
Or even for students who, having to sit through a 3-hour lecture. I'm
Okay.
assuming
Oh, yeah.
having
That's true.
stretches like these would help.
And you switch sides. Yeah.
So can you tell us how we're supposed to do it again? So like this way, right?
Yes,
And then you bring your face towards the armpit.
Bring your nose towards your armpit.
Oh.
Everyone used deodorant this morning.
Brother Nathan.
I swear.
Good to relax from that stretch. I believe the next one is a scalene stretch. So you have a bunch of
triangle.
muscles. Yeah, there's a lot of muscles in your neck. So the other one is called your scalenes. So you're with both hands, touch your left collarbone, hold it down, turn your head towards the right, and lift up gently.
Right?
And lift your
Sorry.
head up gently. You should feel a stretch there,
Whoa.
right there in the
I
front.
could feel it like
Oh, is that
right
side of your
here.
neck?
Yeah, so those are your scalenes. Again, for those who are office workers or students, this would be great.
These are muscles I've never thought I had.
I know.
Go ahead and switch to the other side.
When I hear scaling, I think of geometry.
Do we move our hands as well?
Yes, you're gonna,
Okay, so
whenever you move the other side, you want to switch hands to your right collarbone, turn your head in opposite direction, and look up. Should feel a nice stretch towards the front. Okay. How's
the
that feel
stretch
for
is like
everyone?
right
I feel it like
here.
right here.
Yeah.
That's where you should feel it. So that means you're doing
Oh.
correctly. So that's great.
That's cool.
And the last stretch I have for you is a thoracic stretch or thoracic extension. So go ahead and place both hands behind your head. kind of squeeze your elbows together.
Something cracked. I don't know.
Oh, I think I heard that too.
And then go ahead and sort of extend your elbows towards, or bring your elbows towards the sky while stretching your mid back. You should feel a stretch.
Hope I don't rip
mid
my
back
blazer.
This feels nice.
It
Yeah.
does.
There you go. And you'd feel it sort of like in your mid back,
Yeah,
right where your shoulder
mid-back.
blades are. And the more you squeeze your elbows together, the more you'll get out of it.
Whoa.
Ooh, yeah,
that
feels
felt really
good.
nice.
Yeah.
That blazer looks a little tight.
I know. I'm scared it's gonna rip.
There you go. You guys can relax from that. How's that feel?
Oh wow.
Feel so
I feel
relaxed.
so
That's good.
very relaxing.
Very relaxed.
So, Brother Genesis shared with us some stretches that we could do at home. Everyone could always go back to this broadcast to see how we could do the stretches, or even reach out to someone that is a physical therapist that could show you at-home stretches as well. But before we start doing more reading and comments, we just wanted to ask, did you have any greetings that you would like to give?
Oh yeah. I like to give a special shout out to the locale of Long Beach, where I'm from. Hi everyone. Also special shout out to CMPDS, my medical team. Hello po. And also shout out to DCAD, my DCAD fam.
Very nice. Thank you. And Sister Caroline was the one that joined us in our stretches as well. Do you have any greetings that you like to give as well before we do reading of comments?
Thank you, Sister Carla, for introducing me here. The shout out I would like to give is thank you so much, Brother Genesis, for both Long Beach locale. So represent.
Represent, yeah.
But other than that, thank you to my husband, family, and to everyone viewing this. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister
Thank
Caroline.
you. Thank you for joining us. So before we actually get to some of the reading of comments, we just wanted to do a little bit of a recap in terms of what we've been doing in the District of Orange County, California. So this past week, I believe, this past week, we actually had one of our local congregations. They had a 50th anniversary dinner reception. So the local of Riverside turned 50 years old, which is quite the
Wow,
blessing. Yeah. So
congrats.
congratulations to the local congregation of Riverside. Shout out to you, po. Also, I believe this week we should be having our monthly membership meetings across all of our CFO organization or Christian family organizations. And then lastly, we have our, I would say our next big upcoming activity, the District Songs of Salvation preparation. So I believe all of the local congregations in our district have put together an ensemble. I believe it's an a cappella ensemble where we're all going to practice different songs that were made by the church so that, we can all the more give glory to our Almighty God. And with that, I believe we can go to our reading of comments, Sister Carla.
Yes, so we have a lot of our viewers here today that are also in the medical field, so that's really awesome. Sister Alice says right here, good morning, Captain Kuya Mark, and good morning to Kading from Riverside po. I know that she also made a comment here that there will be a flu vaccination October 5th in Anaheim, so that's awesome. And so will you be aiding in that as well?
Yes,
Brother
I'll
Genesis?
also be there to help out and just volunteer my time there.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, if you would
Awesome.
like a flu vaccine, just hop over to the local congregation of Anaheim, and we'll go ahead and give you those vaccines. I see right here as well, Gadang says hello from #Riverside. So hello. Sister Regine also said that these are awesome stretches that we could do at home. So thank you, Sister Regine. And I will read one more comment. Sister Daisy says, yay, Long Beach, go, 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 Brother Genesis. Brother Nathan, is there any more comments that you would like to share?
Yeah, so actually we'll do our local congregation spotlights, the top 3 local congregations with the most comments on today's broadcast. So coming in at number 3rd, we have the local congregation of Riverside with a total of 23 hashtags. Moving on to number 2, we have the local congregation of Anaheim with 29 hashtags. And then last but not least, for first place, we have the local congregation of Moreno Valley with 38 hashtags.
Very nice.
Thank you
Yes,
for all
we-
your support.
We see a whole lot of you in the chat, so thank you.
Thank you,
Would you like to continue in reading some of the comments that we have here in the chat. I can also share
Let's
with you
see. Yeah.
my phone so you could look at the comments. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. We also have our very own Sister Jenica, thanking the local congregation of Reno Valley for their support. Shout out to Sister Jenica. We also have, let's see, our Ate Kathleen from DCAD. She says she's also, supporting her own locale, hashtag Riverside. Hashtag Riverside. Thank you, Ate Kathleen. Let's see, one more. I believe. Oh, I think I see our very own Ate Ellie Rose from as DCAT as well. Thank you for supporting for Ate and go Anaheim. Hashtag Anaheim. All right, thank you.
So thank you, Brother Nate. So before we actually end off our broadcast, we would like to give some special thanks. So we would like to give our thanks to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CFO Coordinator and SEBC CEO, Brother Angela Aranio Manalo, our District Minister, Brother Hansel F. De Jos, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Andy Nicholas Jr., as well as our Executive Producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya. So before we actually pass it over to the next one, would you like to also give any greetings?
Oh, sure, yeah. I just want to shout out or greet the local congregation of Buena Park as well as my own family. Thank you for all of your support.
Yes, thank you. And shout out to my local San Gabriel Valley, always loving and supporting all of you over there. But my name is Sister Carla Lawansing. With me is
Brother Nathan Vicente.
Our special guest with us as well.
Brother Genesis.
And we have here
Sister Caroline Nastor.
And thank you for tuning in to INC Radio. We will now pass it on to INC Radio San Diego.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.